Another week, another spoiler for The Young and the Restless. I bet we've all been shocked from last week's episode. It was beautiful and surprising at the same time. But you know what that means. This upcoming week's about to be even more crazy. So watch till the end to know all about it.
Hey everyone, welcome to TrendStreet.
Starting with a recap of last week, it feels like we've seen the most chaotic episodes of Young and the Restless ever. First of all, let's talk about the new Newman Ranch. The love was in the air for Victor and Nikki, and with Devin and Abby's wedding happening over there, it was even more romantic. Abby was looking absolutely gorgeous thanks to Sally and her designs, and Tay's wedding was no less than a fashion show for sure. The two exchanged vows, and it was everything Abby and Devin had imagined. Both of them are now officially off the market, and now everybody welcome the new Mrs. Winters. Oh, and Ashley also came back just in time for her daughter's wedding, although she was quite nervous about it, but Jack and Abby reassured her even more. Meanwhile, Victor meets with Jill, who accuses him of eyeing Chancellor Industries. Jill is cautious about Billy's management and warns Victor not to undermine her company. Victor suggests that Billy may not be up to the task and hints at a potential deal with Jill. He's trying to buy back Chancellor, and it's clear he's got a few tricks up his sleeve. But Jill's not an easy sell, especially when she's feeling like she's in the middle of a battle for her legacy. But in the end, Victor's tricks worked, and Jill had no choice but to sell the company to Victor. Both Billy and Lily were shocked at that decision, but the fight was far from over. And from what we can gather, Billy and Lily are probably going to team up again to get it back. As for Diane, Victor's ready to put her in charge of Glissade, but there's a twist. She needs to be the one to fire Kyle again. Now this is gonna take the whole mother-son fight to a whole new level. Last week, we also saw Phyllis accusing Sharon for Heather's death non-stop. At every chance she got, she was jumping in with her theory at her, and also others. While Lauren and Nick still didn't believe it and asked her to drop it already, there was one who was starting to see it. Yes, we're talking about Christine. She's also been very suspicious of Sharon's behavior lately. But no matter how many times Sharon denies killing Heather, Phyllis isn't backing down. She accuses Sharon of murder yet again, and it's clear the tension between these two is reaching a boiling point. Phyllis gets a text from Sharon saying she wants to come clean about it, calling her over to her house. And the next thing we know, Devin and Abby's wedding is interrupted, thankfully. It was right after they said their I do's with a loud bang. Nick and Chancellor rushed outside to look, and it was Phyllis. Her car got in an accident, and they rushed her to the hospital. But the whole situation got even more confusing when they showed the return of the crazy Aunt Jordan and Ian Ward. I mean, now, this all changes the story. Did Sharon really kill Heather, or was Jordan and Ian playing tricks with the whole town? According to The Young and the Restless spoilers from November 18th to November 22nd, things are looking tense and dramatic, especially for the Newman and Abbott families. Phyllis remains in a critical condition at the hospital, and her loved ones are understandably shaken. Summer is struggling to process what's happening, unable to believe that her mother is still unconscious after the accident. While Phyllis fights for her life, Victor and Diane are up to their own game. In this week's preview, Victor informs Diane that the paperwork for the Glissade transfer is all signed and done. But Diane is suspicious. She's clearly not buying it since Victor always having a few tricks up his sleeve. Could Diane and Jack have actually outsmarted him? Or is he setting them up for something big? It's hard to imagine Victor being out of the game for long, so we're betting he's got another plot cooking. Meanwhile, Ian and Jordan's arrival has changed the whole game plan. They are living it up after what seems to be a successful plot, raising their glasses in a sinister toast. Ian and Jordan have been quietly scheming for a while now, and their manipulations are starting to come to a head. They've clearly been involved in the mess surrounding Heather, and their latest stunt, causing Phyllis's accident, has set off a chain reaction of chaos. Sharon may have been wrongly blamed, but the truth is far easier than it appears. Ian and Jordan's evil partnership is one to keep an eye on, because if anyone knows how to create chaos in Genoa City, it's them. But Sharon is still in the hot seat, dealing with the aftermath of her confession. She's told Nick that she's guilty of killing Heather, framing Daniel, and even running Phyllis off the road to keep her quiet. Nick is in complete shock, but Sharon insists it's true, even though she can't remember exactly what happened. She believes she's guilty, and it's eating her up inside. The situation is complicated, and Nick is torn. How can he turn her in, especially knowing how it will affect Faith? But at the same time, Daniel is facing murder charges, and Nick can't just ignore that. It's clear that Sharon needs help, but does she need prison time? Or should she be treated for mental health struggles instead? It's a tough call, and Nick is finding himself caught between a rock and a hard place. But then again, Nick's instincts might lead him to investigate further, especially after noticing something strange: Sharon's missing phone and the text messages that were sent to Phyllis. Sharon doesn't remember sending them, and when she came home to find her phone on the coffee table, it set off some alarms for Nick. Could there be someone else pulling the strings here? Given that Ian and Jordan are stirring up trouble, Nick might start to put the pieces together and realize that Sharon's confession doesn't tell the whole story. Elsewhere, Jack and Diane have some damage control to do with their son Kyle. They've been working behind the scenes to help him escape Victor's grasp, but their plan to fake their divorce and deceive him won't go over well. When Kyle finds out, there will be a lot of explaining to do, and we're betting he won't take it lightly. Diane and Jack better hope they can talk their way out of this one. So did Ian and Jordan kill Heather? What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below.
Thank you for checking this video out. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for new videos every day. Turn that bell notification on if you want to hear from us, and comment down below if you've subscribed, and we'll make sure to reply and thank as many of you as we possibly can.